Okay, I'm going to talk about Seattle, Washington. So in 2019, I came to Seattle, Washington. And Seattle, Washington ain't what it is anymore because the racism is highly overrated. All the white people and foreigners have stole all the black people's houses illegally and had illegal bank mortgages and loans. Let's just get that out there in the restricted covenants. That's what they've done. They treat the black people so bad. Let's talk about South Seattle. They don't have no chitlins in the stores. And if that ain't racism, I don't know what is. They don't sell pig feet either. They don't have that either. Then they tell you it's seasonal, but it's not. They don't have anything to support black people. Nothing. So if you're black and you're talking about coming to Seattle, Washington, you need to know this. And their restrictive covenants is so crazy that it's unbelievable. And I'm going to say this to you guys. Seattle, Washington, and my husband was in the military when we were married. I'm divorced now. It's somewhere you do not want to come. Every day of my life that the sun shines, I hate Seattle, Washington with a passion that I can't even explain to you guys. I'm going to explain to you why. You got white people. They sit there and they try to say satanic spells over you. And when you're on the bus or you're walking, black people, this is what they do. Them big, tall story buildings, oh, I'm finna really get it cracking now. The tall story buildings you see, 8-story buildings that they build, before you move in them, they have done satanic rituals on them. They have used Ouija boards on them, and they sit there and try to say things over black people to destroy their life. It is so bad that the missionaries in church, that's 70 and 80 years old, and I can't show you the video because it was only passed around to the church people, was talking about, she was one of the missionaries, she lived in one of the 8-story buildings. She said that the spiritual warfare that they sit there and they just say over the black people constantly and running them out of their houses and saying rituals and reading books in their houses, satanic books and spells over them to completely destroy their life. Not only destroy their life, use their body and their mind and their soul to experiment on. So there's going to be a lot of black babies dying. My daughter's child didn't, because 3 of the missionaries went to the University of Washington with her and told them, you are not going to experiment on this child. And then they had a white missionary who explained to the black missionaries what that hospital, the University of Washington, was doing to black babies, you know, to allow them to die. After the baby is born, they either kill the baby before or after the baby is born. So you got to be careful where you go to experiment on that body. This is Seattle, Washington. There are 4 missionaries older than me. They were talking about it in the churches. And then they were showing some of the things that they were using in these 8-story buildings to say demonic spells over the people to harm and destroy their life, you guys. And one of the missionaries, what she did is, she's a white lady and a black lady. They moved in like 2 of the tall story buildings to see exactly what's going on. Because, you know, there's some people that has the gift of discernment and stuff like that. And since I've been around a lot of missionaries all of my life, that's all of I've been in, you know, all of my life, those in the church. So I know a lot of people and their children, even though they don't remember me, you know, so, but I've been with a lot of church people, but the older missionaries, they still remember me. And then there's some white churches too, because in 2015, me, a Mexican preacher, a white preacher, a black preacher, and this was another preacher. He was African. We all prayed outside, because in Tacoma, some of the parks, they pray outside when somebody is murdered in the building. So Pierce County is totally different from Seattle. These people in Seattle with this racist stuff, they are crazy. And that's one thing I hate more than anything. People with some crazy satanic stuff, they are out of their damn mind. And I'll get down to the deep, because you know I'm good for turning stuff out. I will turn it completely out. So don't go there when you start talking about black people. Just leave black people alone and what they believe. And for black people that is atheists, they can do whatever they want to do, but they don't pursue you and walk behind you and put stuff on you and try to force themselves on you. White people in Seattle, they try to force evil satanic stuff on you, but you know it only makes black people angry, right? So I'm just telling you about Seattle. This is the truth, the whole truth. And I got some videos from the missionaries. It's private for church people and black people and the white people that's in black churches only.